What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Days with Wade. Week 2 of the carnivore diet is done. I want to share with you some of my experiences. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Mental clarity and concentration. So the first thing I've noticed is an improvement in my memory and concentration. I've noticed at work that I haven't had to write as much down. A lot of the information is sticking, which is pretty cool. An increased ability to handle stress. I'm finding that things aren't fazing me as much as they were before. I kind of walk around with a chill feeling for the majority of the day, a lot different than what it was before. When I do encounter something quite stressful, I notice that I'm able to handle it a lot better and not let it overwhelm me. Of course, there's still times where I get stressed and irritated, but I've noticed that I can deal with it and go back to baseline a lot easier than before. More energy. I definitely feel like I have an overall increase in energy. I find even at work that I'm able to work harder for longer and not feel so tired at the end of the day. Improved sleep. So this was part of the reason why I wanted to start carnivore in the first place. I've heard a lot of people have improved their sleep since changing over to the diet. So when I got this sales job at the very beginning, I was quite worried about hitting commission and hitting my targets. So it ended up getting to a stage where I was waking up at 3 a.m. every night without fail, and sometimes I could go back to sleep, but sometimes I couldn't. I tried to research as much as I could to get around this issue, but unfortunately all the advice that I found on the internet I was already doing. I even tried a few different sleeping pills. I was a bit apprehensive to try them at the start, but even they didn't work. I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Elizabeth Bright, almost like a female carnivore doctor on YouTube, and she was talking about how fat lowers cortisol, and I've definitely felt like that's been the case for me. But I'm having a drastic improvement since hopping on the diet, so if you're struggling with insomnia, maybe give it a crack. Improved recovery from exercise. I've noticed that I'm recovering a lot easier from my workouts, and during my workouts, I can work out harder for longer. Feeling more positive and optimistic. I'm generally feeling more confident and optimistic for the future. I've found that I'm more in control of my emotional state and able to keep the anxious thoughts at bay. Deeper meditations. I've noticed that I've been able to get into a deeper level of meditation every morning, about 15 minutes. I've noticed that it's a lot easier to let go of the stress and anxiety of daily life. Energy during workouts. So I've managed to shave 30 seconds off my 5K park run from last week, but I have noticed a few interesting differences that we'll get into now. So it's definitely a different experience during the 5K race. When I'm all carved up, I shoot off feeling strong and invincible and overconfident. And it's not until around the 3K mark is when I start to really gas out, and I really have to start digging deep to finish the rest of the race strong. Being in ketosis, I definitely feel more pain throughout the duration of the race, and I don't have that feeling of invincibility, and I don't have the same explosiveness when I'm on the carbs, but the energy is more stable throughout the race, and I don't have to dig as deep in the latter stages of the race. Other than that, I'm definitely building back strength and endurance in the gym, which is really good, and I definitely feel like I'm becoming more used to running on fat and becoming more fat adapted over time. And I did notice a similar effect in my sprinting workouts with the park run, is that during the sprint intervals, I don't feel like I'm running as fast. That could be an illusion, but I do notice at the end of the interval that I can run further. I'm not as gassed, I'm not as used up at the end of the interval when I was running on carbs. The drawbacks. The only real drawback that I've still got going on is the diarrhea. I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. Some carnivore doctors say that it takes a while for your gallbladder to produce enough bile to be able to absorb all the fat. So you do tend to struggle with this at the start, but I'm finding that it is getting better over time. So that's it for week 2 of the 30-day carnivore diet challenge. If you got some good insights from this video and you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe with the little bell to make sure that you don't miss week 3 wrap up. Let me know how you guys are doing now. Let me know your results. Was it as good for you as it was for me? Overall, so far, it's been a pretty good experience, and I'll continue to keep sharing these updates. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Days with Wade. Go away. Go and crow somewhere else. So we've got these monkey bars at the playground. Let's see if I can get to the other side.